All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to stream. I'm sick. Hi. Hello, everybody. Hi. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing, epic. I'm sick. I have really bad allergies right now. So, just, like, apologies in advance. I am going to be sniffling throughout this entire stream. I'm dying. Am I okay? I'm alive, but I am, like, I feel like I am, like, 90%, like, I'm maybe, like, 20% allergy medicine, and then, like, 80%, like, mucus, so just don't mind me. Thank you, Cat Bear. I'll be fine as long as I take a nap, and I'll wake up and I'll be fine, but I haven't had the time to take a nap today, so. I soak in my mirth regardless. But yes, that's the one and only explanation and wording you're gonna get. Today what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be drawing steampunk concept art, as the title suggests. You guys voted for royalty to be done. So I'm gonna talk a bit more about my creative process and what I'm thinking about doing during the actual illustration portion, but before we do that, why is all my files wrong? There we go. Before we do any of that, you guys know the drill, because if you didn't know, Our growing community is filled with tons of art nerds, and we art nerds have to stick together. So if you're an art nerd too, be sure to check the links to our social media in the description below, and check out our website for our class offerings. We can get critique, guidance, and encouragement from our instructors, because we're not just a YouTube channel, we are an art school too. So if you'd like to support us so we can keep making free content, consider supporting us by becoming a YouTube member for exclusive channel perks like emotes and sub badges, or supporting us on Patreon for as little as $2 per month, where you can get access to tons of perks like my working files, critique sessions, class recordings, and a huge discount on our classes that have a limited amount of spots, so be sure to check those out before they are gone. All right, brilliant, wonderful, beautiful. But before we get to the actual illustration portion, we have the submissions, art submissions. It's art submissions time. We've got about 4 of the submissions this time for lovely mermaid illustrations. This first one is by Lexicon in the Discord. This is a lovely one. This is their first submission, I think they said. I love the little cat mermaid. I love it when people give like their mermaid characters like a pet, and it's just like an animal with a fishtail. It's just like, yes, more mermaid-ified things. This was a really cute one. Love the colors. Very well done. Thank you so much for submitting. Next piece is by Snarver in the Discord. I love the technique here. I think that I saw the like kind of like crude nature of it, and I was like, this feels so loose. I really like this one. The lighting is really fun. I'm a really big fan of like darker pieces, I think. Not necessarily like, oh, edgy, but like I like when the lighting is actually a little darker, the colors are a little darker. This one's really, really nice. I love the way that you handled the hair. There's one kind of big blob with a couple strands coming off, but it has a lot of movement still remaining. This is a really fun one. Classic Ariel. Yes, thank you so much for submitting. Next one is by Squibs in the Discord. I think they said this character was a leopard shark, if I remember correctly. This is a lovely little character. I like how fun they look, and like the big toothy grin. Big fan of sharp teeth. Big fan of pointy ears. Well done. I also, you know what I really like actually, is like a lot of people when they draw mermaids, they have like the hips go straight down, like it's just like the anatomy of legs, which is what you're supposed to do. But I also appreciate that you kind of went the centaur's route, and you made it as if like the leopard shark is attached to the body the same way that you would attach like a horse's torso to like the human torso. So that's pretty sick. Big fan of this anatomy. But yes, and this last one is by Sue Jammin. I love this little set of little seahorse critters. I like them. They're fun. Fun, cute little guys. I love the shading. Love the lighting. He's so shiny. I think coral and teal, is the superior color combination, and if anybody fights me on it, you're wrong. Sorry, it's just, like, my thing. But yes, thank you all for your submissions this week. Thank you to the 4 of you, Lexicon, Snarver, Squibs, and Sujamin, to the 4 of you, and for everybody else who submitted. Remember, we still have like a week left of the month, so next week will be your last chance to submit anything for the month of Mermaid, and then we will be switching up the topics. But alright, let's get to the actual illustrative portion. Now, you guys chose royalty, right? Traditionally, the steampunk era is during the Victorian era, which was very, very European. And, like, you know, that's all well and good. But let me be totally honest with all of you. I think steampunk is a super overdone concept. As much as I adore steampunk, I love it the most when people do something new. And I'm like, I always see the goggles on top hats, or like the brass stuff on Blink, or whatever, right? And I'm like, I think that we need a change. I think we need something new, because I think that everybody does the same thing over and over and over. But I think the spirit of steampunk can be kept within a design, even though it doesn't have that, it doesn't ring as like a white person, right? Like from the same era, the same Victorian era, European clothing, right? So off to the side, you don't see any of my references. I have been referencing a bunch of hanfu, and various other traditional Chinese clothing. I'd like to create some kind of Chinese royalty in mix with the steampunk fashion. I'd love to give her... Hi, Marcy! I'd love to... Oh, wait, Marcy's in chat. Marcy, everybody say thank you to Marcy, editor Marcy. Marcy's the one who edits a lot of our videos. Everybody say thank you to Marcy. Christine, quote-unquote, Marcy Marcello. That's our editor right there. Say thank you to her. But yes, we are going to be going with more traditional Chinese fashion with a bit of... with that steampunk hint to it. We're going to be giving a bit of a steampunk hint to traditional Chinese fashion. So that is what I am planning on doing today. Marcy with an I, y'all. Is everyone saying thank you, Marcy? Marcy with an I. Marcy is our lovely editor. If you've watched any of the more recent YouTube videos, it's most likely been edited by Marcy. I missed submissions? You did, reimagined. Me apologies, but welcome back. Yeah, thank you, Marcy. Alright, but yes, I'm going to be referencing a lot of traditional Chinese clothing. I really want to give this character a prosthetic limb. I'm really in the mood to do that. I'm going to do, like, one of the arms as a prosthetic. Maybe give her a little critter as well. Thank you, reimagined. Merci, Marcy. Happy birthday. Whose birthday? Marcy, whose birthday is it? Is it yours? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. That was so gross. Bless me. No? Okay. What am I drawing? Thank you. Thank you all. I am drawing a steampunk royalty. I'm going with a princess. But rather than the, like, normal, you know, very European inspiration, I'm going with a more traditional Chinese inspiration. With that hint of, like, the Victorian fashion that is within steampunk fashion. Actually, traditional steampunk fashion is very Victorian. Like, it is super Victorian. Thank you. Lots of cute submissions. Yeah, yeah. I used to be super into steampunk when I was in high school. I think I had, like, a huge steampunk phase from, like, grade 9 to, like... oh god. Grade 9 to, like, grade 11. I just had this huge love for steampunk. For those who don't know, grade 9 to grade 11 is, like, age, like, 14 to 16. That was a 1.2 on the Richter scale. Oh, is it API month? I didn't know that. Well, fantastic. Little tip that I gave my mentorship students recently, exclamation point classes. One of my mentorship students requested that I teach about eyes recently. If you join our mentorship classes, by the way, what you do during there is, like, you ask the teacher, like, hey, I want to learn about this, and the teacher's like, okay, I'll do a demo for that. It actually depends on who teaches what. That's how I run my classes anyway. But One of my students requested on how to vary their eyes more and how to do different eye shapes and stuff like that. My number one rule of thumb is that when you're drawing eyes, you should try and keep them as horizontal as possible. What I mean by that is, like, even if you're changing, like, the shape of the eye, let me actually just draw this really quick. We're getting the shape of the eye, right? It's no secret that people struggle with drawing different, race eyes, like, different ethnicities' eyes. Like, I feel like that's just something people struggle with. It's not racist or anything, it's just something that's kind of tough to wrap your head around, right? What you do is you change the outer corner of the eye, right? So if you have, like, somebody who's a little more, you know, European, right? The corner of the eye is generally directly horizontal. Again, very general observation. But if you draw somebody who's more, like, Asian passing, or, like, visually Asian, then the corner of the eye raises. So it's at almost opposite angles to the inner corners of the eye. And then you could also change how you draw the eyelid, right? They might not have an eyelid, they might have a half lid like that, right? So, like, all you need to do is just change this outer corner, and generally you're okay. Change that outer corner, and then change how you draw the eyelid. Right? Simple. Oh, we have a mentorship thing? I didn't know that. Alright. I show up to a wall of people thanking Mercy. Should we not thank Mercy, Oz? SMH. Whenever someone says or does nice things, I don't know how to respond, so unhappy birthday. Understandable. Giant vertical ovals. I mean, if you have the Adventure Time style, or like the Earthbound style, like, I mean, you're solid. I've been really in the mood to draw, like, somebody of royalty of some kind, either a royalty person or somebody who's, like, a salesperson, just because I've been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. Marcy deserves it. Marcy does indeed deserve it. Marcy is our lovely editor. If you've seen any recent YouTube videos, Marcy's probably the one who edited it. That's why we said a lot of thank yous to Marcy. Ever played Bloodborne? I haven't, though I do know a lot of the creatures from the Soulsborne games, and that's why, like people always recommend, like, Soulsborne games to me. I'm not a huge fan of Bloodborne games, though, just because, I hate games that are too difficult. I don't like games where I have to keep on, because I know that Soulsborne games are notoriously hard. I know that's what they are. I don't think it's fun to just sit there and try and beat it over and over and over. My least favorite part of most games is combat. So I'm like, if I can skip it, like, I love Pokemon. My least favorite part of Pokemon is the battling. So I will over-level my Pokemon to, like, quote-unquote skip the battling. Why are humans hard to draw? Because I can't draw them. It's something that you get used to, especially if you're not used to drawing people. Those cow headphones, they are. They're real. I don't want to turn on my camera because I am gross looking right now. But they are the G733 Logitech headphones. And they have cow ear attachments on them. They are real. Welcome in, Naomi. Bloodborne 8 difficult. Ooh. Okay. Got a gamer here. I don't know anybody who says any kind of Soulsborne game is not difficult to, like, the average player. To me, that sounds like you're telling me that Elden Ring was really easy. I watched my friends play Elden Ring. It made me not want to play Elden Ring. Ray Numowick, my favorite person. Hello. What's her name? I'm not sure. I honestly don't know a lot of Chinese names off the top of my head. I'd probably need to research it. Unless y'all want to research it and help me come up with the name. I bet Metroid Dread on Dread mode with 100% items. I may be a little insane. I've never played a Metroid game. I think Metroid games have a lot of really cool designs, though. I have a friend who's really into Metroid, and he shows me a lot of, like, the robots and, like, the varying aliens that Samus fights, and I'm really into those, too. I think I drew too many cats and dogs. Now that I think it looks weird when I draw a human because I'm so used to cats and dogs. That's fair. I actually learned recently that I'm very good at drawing cats. Which is something I wasn't good at as a kid, so I'm like, where did that come from? Because that skill suddenly emerged. I guess it's just from all the tabaxi I've been drawing. Kaiji is wind in Japanese. She's Chinese, so... See, anything Splatoon, I have played all 3 games. Bloodborne's probably the least difficult of the Soulsborne games, but they're all extra. Gotcha. Ryoka? Is that Chinese? Ray, are you still in here? Contribute, please. You've been taking Chinese Duolingo classes. What's going on? We're picking a name for her. I can't think of any traditional Chinese names. How many Ghibli cats do I gotta draw before I learn how to draw tabaxi? I actually started just referencing real cats, and then, like, the energy came to me. I used to only draw cats like Ghibli cats. Like, I would, like how you draw Gigi? That's the only way I used to draw cats. I'm spending way too long on her face, honestly. I should just draw the whole body. Oh, what the? I've had the symmetry on this whole time. Oopsies. Anything particular you want as a theme? I'm thinking of her as, like, very, like, she really, Chinese Zelda. Breath of the Wild-esque Zelda. Very, like, adventurous, likes researching. That's kind of like what my brain is thinking. Ling? I have a different character named Ling. He's like this, he's like an engineer. Pinyin? Scholarish? Yeah, yeah. Like, she's elegant, but she's, like, okay with getting her hands dirty kind of thing. Oh my god. Chinese Breath of the Wild, I think the internet calls that Genshin. Absolutely not. I could use Google Translate, it might not be accurate though. You could always just Google, like, Chinese names. Thank you. Han means happier, please. Lee J. Character the book I read. May means beautiful. Can't get a more swashbuckling Chinese woman than Mulan. Somehow that feels stereotypical. I think a lot of popular Chinese names, like, very graceful, regal kind of vibe. Yeah. Feng Jia? I need you all to know that I am Chinese. That does not mean that I'm good at pronouncing Chinese names, so I apologize to everybody who's watching and is like, hey, that's not how you pronounce that. I'm really sorry. I'll do my best, but I cannot guarantee. I really love the accessory idea of, like, clock handles for, like, hair picks. So I'm going with that right now. Thank you, Infinite Thoughts, for the $10 dono. Do you have any tips on how to draw animal hair? I've been working on this black bear drawing for a while now, and I've been getting so frustrated with it. Your drawing looks amazing so far. Thank you. Black bears, or just fur in general, if you're talking about line art, what I would say is, like, depending, especially with bears, like, their fur is very, like, you know, thin. So if you wanted to draw the fur, just, like, line a hint of it. Don't, like, really fur it up. Same thing with the coloring, right? Add a hint of the fur, don't make it crazy. If you've got something more fluffy, right, you might want to draw more of the fur in. Like, say we've got like a cat of some kind. Right? Maybe you want to draw more of the fur in there. But, like, it's usually better to have a mix of the straight lines and the fur lines, right? You don't want it all to be, like, crazy. We also have a video on fur on the channel. Music sounds so familiar. If you watch Game Grumps, you know it. It's what they use in the 10-minute power hour. I just also ended up really liking Stevia Sphere, so... Should've kept the bear there. No. Why is the... When did I draw a line over here? When did that happen? New to digital art. Tips on how to get cleaner line art. Work faster and more deliberately. Try not to... Like, you want the... You kind of notice how I'm working. You want those, like, quick, fewer lines within your work, right? It's the same thing with, like, your line work. Don't move slow. Move faster. So that you're, like... So you don't get caught within the... what do you call it? You don't get caught with your handshake being super visible, you know? Tip for carpal tunnel, stop drawing. The tip to not get to a carpal tunnel is to hold your pencil lightly and draw less. Sorry, I realized I drew the torso wrong. There we go. And yeah, lots of stretches and breaks. There's a really fun one. If you look up Splatoon hand stretching guide, that's what a lot of people use. Nintendo released... I think it was Nintendo that released a hand-stretching guide a long time ago. It was either Nintendo or it was, like, fan art. But if you look up Splatoon hand-stretching guide, you'll probably find it. I use that guide religiously. It is fantastic. Because I've been drawing for, like, 3 days straight. Yeah, I mean, I draw most days, but, like, Actually, okay, that's actually not true. Nowadays, what I do is I switch up the art that I do each day. If I have a lot of commissions lined up, I draw every day. But... I had a respite of commissions for a little bit. They started coming in again. But I do like different arts. I've been sculpting this entire week again. I've been really getting back into polymer. What does carpal tunnel feel like? That's a good question. I don't know, and I would actually not like to know. Do I have any art books? I've got tons. I have the Creating a Champion one for Breath of the Wild. I have the one for Kubo and the Two Strings. I have the God of War one. Oh, what else do I have? Why can't I remember off the top of my head? Oh, I have the one for the creation of Spirited Away. I'm trying to look over to, like, my shelf. I have, like, just general artists, like, art books. I have one for Yume, if you know that artist. One for Devin L. Kurtz. I have one from Nadia Kim. I have a Rembrandt art book. I've got a bunch. I think it's great to have art books to get inspired by. It's like having a pain in your wrist. Oh. Yikes. Yeah, no. Avoid carpal tunnel, folks. Your laugh is so pretty. Thank you. I'm kind of going for that long and slender look, but I made her face, like, slightly more masculine. Just for fun. might actually have to make the hair a bit bigger. It's a little bit close to the skull. Oh, God, I'm so sorry. I am gonna sneeze very frequently throughout this entire stream, so I apologize in advance. Good lord. Thank you. Thank you all. I'm dying slowly. Thank you. Am I sick? I've got a pretty bad allergy attack right now, yeah. Don't apologize against us all. Yeah, no, they're so happening. A bunch of dandelions have spawned in my neighborhood. I don't know where they came from, but they're here now. I think they've come specifically to attack me. I hate spring and everything that it stands for because I am allergic to all of it. So, I'm in pain right now. Oh, I should save this file. That's a good idea. Why is it being saved there? Why would it save there? Nope, that's the wrong folder. There we go. This is stream 88. Isn't that crazy? We're on the road to 100 streams, y'all. From me, specifically, at least. You're allergic to grass? That sucks, dude. I know a few people who are allergic to grass. Allergic to pine and oak? Sucks. These legs are a little too long. Let's shorten that a little. Let's actually make the head a bit smaller, though. Widen up her shoulders a little more, make her more strong looking. Just slightly. Yeah, it's a little better. That way we can make her frame a bit bigger. Yay! Huggers. Spring and summer is my weakness because allergies and heat. No, real, right? Winter and fall supremacy. Oh, gosh. I'm allergic to hay. Not uncommon, but I own a rabbit. I learned that I was allergic to guinea pigs when one of my close friends had 2 guinea pigs as pets, and, like, I went to go pet one, and then, like, I started sneezing like crazy. Okay, wait, give me a second. Fall enjoyers rise up. So true. My partner's favorite season is fall. My personal favorite season is winter. I really like winter. I'm sorry, Naomi. I know you like spring. I apologize. It's just the majority consensus is that spring sucks. I like a summer all year long. I can live in Minnesota. I'm in Canada. My birthday's in spring? Oh, fair enough. Mine is in summer. Mine, you know that my birthday's coming because it marks the end of the school year. June 20th. It's like at the end of like the American school year. Now I'm drawing a normal hand right now. I will be making this one specifically robotic. I want to make a more like steampunky robotic kind of... What do you call it? Like a more steampunky robotic kind of like prosthetic arm. May, school year ends late May? That's so early! The school year ends in June here. I guess that's Canada then. That's not how it... Okay, all of you still in school who are not in post-secondary, like college, because college ends in like April here. What month does your school end in? May 26th? Yeah, don't share your location. Don't tell me your location. Just tell me, when does your school year ended? You ended in May. Is it homeschoolers? Next week is the last week for you. July, late July, June. Yeah. Don't tell me your location. Thursday, late July, June. Yeah, June. May 25th, early. Yeah, no, it's like I was used to it ending late June. Like that was mine. July, if it ended in July, you were in like this one specific sports school that ended in July. Or no, they ended in, no, that's right. They ended in May, but they started school in August. And everybody laughed at them. They're like, you gotta miss some part of summer, nerds. Cause that's when all the conventions happen. That's normal? That is not normal here. I guess it depends on where you are. I thought that America and Canada was the same. I guess not. Start in August. No, we have all the summer months. So, like, it's July, June, August. Or, sorry, July, August completely, and then part of September, like the first, like, maybe, like, couple of days, just because of Labor Day. You miss cons? Yeah, most conventions that are, like, really big here happen in August. But, I mean, I'm going to a convention next week, so... So late, though. Is it? I don't think it's late. Art conventions? No, I mean, probably. I know there's tattoo conventions. I don't know about illustrator conventions. I think they just call those artist markets. Oh, gosh. No, I'm going to an anime convention. Oh, I guess I should mention that, huh? Hey, Georgia people in Georgia, Atlanta, I'm gonna be walking around the floor of MomoCon, if any of you are gonna be in there. Thank you. Thank you so much for the hands tutorial. No problem. And don't tell me where you're from, but like, hey, that's information you have now. Gonna find you. I mean, that's why I put the information out there, I guess. Do not put your location information in the chat, please. I want to go to MomoCon, the process is moving. Gotcha. I'm on Earth. Yeah, that's crazy. Am I late? No, not really. I'm still kind of trying to figure out the pose. So you're not late, I don't think. Oops, sorry, hit my mic. This is the point where I give up on making the arm completely extended, because apparently that's more difficult than bending it. Today is one of those days where I'm just like, I'm not in the mood to do anything. If the artwork is fighting me, I'm not gonna fight back. Yeah, steampunk is more traditionally Victorian, but I am going with more Chinese fashion this time around. What pose am I going for? I don't know, I just started drawing. She's reaching for a book. The moon is not made of cheese? That sucks. I was hoping to take a big honkin' bite out of that thing. Okay, now we actually get into the outfit. Whee! Okay, so let me just put that at half opacity so I can actually draw over top of it. This might end up being like just a sketch as well, considering how difficult steampunk is. I don't want to like underdo it, I guess. She's looking at steampunk cat. I was gonna do a pet there. I haven't drawn it yet. I haven't decided yet on what I want. Gosh, I should just pop out chat. Hang on, so I can read you guys while I'm looking at my references. I might do a dragon. That'd be pretty cool. I specifically went with this motion so that the sleeves, like this pose, so that the sleeves would slide down the arm. And I'm just kind of trying to finesse it a little bit. So that the sleeves would intentionally slide down the arm, so like it would make the arm, like the steampunky arm, more visible. Like that's the only reason I chose this pose. I'm just trying to get the flow and movement of the dress in there. When you're drawing anything like flowy, like dresses or anything of the sort, it's really important that you work really fast first. You don't want to like slow down and try and draw everything exactly because you're going to lose the flow of the garment. So it's a lot easier if you start out by moving really, really quick and then clean it up later. Cautious to say much? Well, I don't know, just don't be rude, I guess. If I can't talk about it, I won't reply. Or I guess, like, you know, wait. If I just don't see it. 'Cause sometimes the chat moves kind of fast, and I don't see things. Because I don't scroll up on chat. Like, I need y'all to know that. If I miss it, I miss it. Hello, Evie. Oh no, Joe, I did that. Can I do a poll for the pet? No, I think I'm decided on a dragon. I'm like, I saw somebody say a dragon. I'm like, you know, I kind of really like a dragon. I was originally gonna do a cat, but I'm like, somebody said dragon. I'm like, you know, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. At the end of the day, all I am, like, I appreciate all of, like, the, you know, suggestions and whatnot, but I am drawing what I want to draw. So, like, if the chat suggests it and I just don't want to do it, then I probably won't do it. I can't please everybody. So you chuckle at my sponge crab suggestion. I'm kind of just laughing at everything. I'm also incredibly filled with allergies. Steampunk dragon. Yeah, it's probably gonna be like a robot. So just to give you a rundown on what we are doing for this trailer, again, we are doing a steampunk kind of design. However, I was talking about how I'm kind of bored with how every steampunk design looking exactly the same. So what my general idea was that I wanted to do a steampunk design that does not look so similar to everything. So I'm going with a more Chinese-inspired steampunk character by comparison to, you know, like something very, like, European, because that is what steampunk is. It is based on the Victorian era, but I was like, you know, I don't want to do that. So, like, as much as I love steampunk, it is incredibly overdone. Everybody does the same goggles and top hat, the same kind of, like, corset top and short skirt, right? And I'm like, I want to do something different, so that's why I'm going with a more Chinese aesthetic for this. Do I have to have the Discord to be part of the classes? Are they own website? They are their own website, ! Classes. If you would like to check out the classes that we have to offer, they are there. There's actually a really good, like, Asian steampunk animation that was on Netflix. It's not its own thing. It's part of a series of other animated shorts. If you know it, you know it. It was called The Hunt. Really well animated, really well done. Do I remember people from chat? Yeah, of course. Is a dragon gonna be Western or Eastern? It's gonna be Eastern. Easily. It's gonna be Eastern. From Killer Heels, thank you. trying to decide how to do specific things. Because what I've done, right, is, like, I have done the base for, like, what a traditional kind of more Chinese, like, Chinese-leaning sort of outfit would look like. But now to give it more of a fantasy sort of look, you know, the steampunk visual difference. So I look at the design and I try and find different sections where I can bring that back in. These were random gears plastered across with no rhyme or reason. That's the thing that people mistake with steampunk, though, is that they're like, oh, I'm just gonna put gears here. Right? And, like, and then it has no, like, function. Right? And that's the biggest mistake with steampunk, is because you never want to do that. Because then that makes the design feel cheap. So you want to kind of give it meaning in a way. When I do Atom Punk I think is a little more... It's kind of the reason, like, Atom Punk is a little too obscure. It's kind of the same reason why we haven't done Solar Punk. I think Solar Punk is way better than Steampunk, but it's not as obscure, but it's so obscure that, like if I'm being honest, like, the algorithm won't pick up on it. So it's better to do something that, like, everybody knows, I guess. I love Solar Punk. Solar Punk is obscure now, but it will catch on. The General XX Punk video. I don't know. It's pretty niche. Did we find the obscure comic? Yeah, it turns out it was not that obscure. It was the first one that we found, and I didn't realize that it was that comic because I completely mistook the art style for something else. Oops. Never heard of Solar Punk? Didn't think so. It's okay. Solar Punk is my favorite one. It's very much just like an environmental haven. It's like a utopia. Think of, like, almost the exact opposite of, like, cyberpunk. It's, well, not the exact opposite, but almost the exact opposite. Everything is green, lush. There's so much, like, everything is environmentally friendly. The technology is environmentally friendly. It's like biotech, right? There's world peace. It's a utopia. I love Solar Punk. There's so much potential and nobody uses it. It is sort of like Strange World, yeah, except Strange World, well, I guess it was a utopia, yeah. Strange World has been out for a long time. It's just the, oh, what do you call it? The advertising for it sucked, so nobody knew about it. Nature's healing aesthetic, real. See, I love Cyberpunk too, but it is another one that I think is just so overdone. I'm like, everybody knows Cyberpunk, dude. There's a game called Cyberpunk 2077. There's an anime based on that game, right? And I think Cyberpunk is super cool. I prefer robots over fantasy. Even better is, like, ancient, like, robots within fantasy. Fantasy robots, right? But I think that, like, something new needs to happen with it. I got really excited when I saw Ghostwire Tokyo, And then it turned out to be an FPS, and I was like, never mind, that's not for me. Would you do Aetherpunk? I've never heard of that one. Steampunk, but with magic? I thought Steampunk already had magic. I guess it's just another name for it. Ghostwire was fun, main story's kind of bleh. I hate FPSs. Like, I don't like first persons. I'm like, they make me motion sick. And I just don't find any enjoyment with them. Electro Swing is an underrated music genre. Everybody says Electro Swing is an underrated music genre, which makes it not underrated, but I love Electronic Swing. I think beach rock is an underrated music genre, personally. Bioshock series and Ghostwire are some of the only FPS I play. I don't think I've ever played an FPS. Like, I love watching other people play FPSs, not necessarily, like, online ones, because I don't really enjoy those. But, like, I like watching, like, just story-driven ones. But, like, it doesn't look like I'd have any fun playing it. Oh, Steampunk is science, not magic. Oh, okay. I did not think there are different kinds of steampunk. Well, it's just blank punk, right? There's lots of different types of everything, I think. Let me look up these really quickly. Y'all haven't played Minecraft? I don't think I've met a single person who hasn't played Minecraft. I always have a love of adding, like, clock handles into steampunk designs. Like, people just add general clocks. I think that, like, they're missing the shape language that is in actual clock handles. One of my favorite things is clock handle swords. I did that a little bit ago, with, like, just a random design I did, and I was like, that was pretty fun. You've never played Minecraft? You're missing out. Oh, I had to turn off the motion swing. Understandable. I've tried too hard to enjoy Minecraft that I just cannot like it. Vanilla Minecraft is pretty okay, and then, like, and I played that for a while, and then I would get bored over time. And then I had this giant modded server with a bunch of friends, and I can never go back to vanilla Minecraft. And it's like, I put on, like, it was when I, like, installed, like, RTX shaders, and, like, I cannot play normal Minecraft anymore. Like, if I have the shaders off, it's just so ugly, and I'm like, I can't, bro. It's so awful. Can never get enough of YouTube Minecraft vids. I'm gonna be totally honest. I think a lot of modern Minecraft YouTubers are really obnoxious. So I can't. I don't think I've gotten into like a modern era YouTuber, like at all. Like a very popular one. Like I still watch like all of like the quote-unquote classics, I guess. And I don't think I watch anybody who's newer, I guess. This is a sketch? Yeah. I'm probably gonna clean it up a little bit. I want to do flat colors, but we'll see where it goes, because steampunk tends to be really, like, complex. I don't think I'll be able to do the full design in, like, the 2 hours allotted, because we were almost... one of those hours is almost up, so... I'm doing my best, but I don't think that I'll be able to get it done, but we'll see. I'll try. Actually shouldn't even be showing. Should really just be over here. Most younger people can't read an analog clock, so they might have not even known what those hands are. Here's the funny thing, right? Is I hear that a lot. I don't think I've met a kid who was not able to read an analog clock. Like, my cousins are all under the age of 10, and they're all able to read an analog clock. So I'm just... like, rotary phones, sure. But why would you need to use a rotary phone in 2023, right? Like, analog clocks are still everywhere, and especially with their, like, aesthetic coming back, it's, like, one of those things that, like, I think that just a lot of kids learn how to do regardless. It's also just taught in schools. Like, that's just also that. I think people need to give kids more credit. I teach kids, exclamation point classes, right? Young teens, tweens, right? Along with my mentorship students. And I think that, like, you need to give kids more credit. They're quite intelligent. We adults just like to bully them into thinking that they're dumb. Do rotary phones still even work, though? My uncle has one. I don't really know why. I ask him why, and he's like, I don't know, it's just nice. And I'm like, that's fair enough, I guess. There are still some rotary phones, it's just they're obsolete, right? I don't understand kids. That's fair enough. I thought they taught it in school. Yeah, they taught it in school. Thank you. Like, kids are like... I think that, like, kids are more intelligent than people give them credit for. And then, like, obviously, I think that kids should still be taught a lot by adults because they don't know better in a lot of cases, right? But I think, like, we shouldn't treat them like they're a whole other species, you know? They're just small versions of us, really. The smaller humans, you know? There are some things we don't tell kids immediately. There's some things that we gotta teach kids, and we gotta coach them, right? And there's things, like, obviously they won't know because they're young. Right? But don't treat it like it's their fault. If they don't know something, you're the one who's supposed to teach them. Yeah? Think about that for a second. Or maybe it's their parents' job. In which then it's the failure of the parents. You know? If you really want them to know that bad, teach them. This is getting deep. Welcome to, like, just being around me for too long. I'm also just, like, 6, so I have less of a filter, I guess. Really looking nice so far. Thank you. I am currently just trying to, like, add in more of that steampunk. I'm trying to keep it, like, traditionally, like, Chinese/Asian in general, but, like, I want to bring that steampunk in. I'm gonna draw a little dragon buddy in a moment. I'm also gonna give her gloves. Hello. Yeah, they're kids, not born knowing things. Exactly, exactly. It's not their fault if they don't know something. It's because nobody taught it to them. Even as adults, be kinder to each other, you know? If we don't know something, it means that the adults in our lives didn't teach us either. Don't be upset at teens because they're trying to figure stuff out. Don't be upset at adults if they don't know something. Don't be upset at kids if they make mistakes. Right? Don't be upset, like... have empathy. Consideration. People always say be kind, right? I think be considerate is a stronger term, you know? Honestly, we all do dumb things sometimes. Art is so good. Thank you. Yeah, we all do dumb things. We all make mistakes. We all say dumb things every once in a while, right? Somebody says something wrong, and it's truly out of, like, ignorance. Like, they don't know what they're saying. Be kind. Educate them. Be considerate. Maybe they don't know. You know? Being upset isn't a bad thing, it's a human emotion. It's only when you use that to justify bad actions. Yeah. I like to think I'm mature and able to sort a lot of things out, definitely more serious and considerate than a portion of my peers. I do accept that I will need guidance from adults soon. Yeah. Also take a step back and ask yourself why you're upset if it's worth something to be upset about. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Even if you're upset, it's okay to be upset. Your emotions are valid. Just don't take it out on other people so hard to the point where it's you're trying to bring everybody down around you. Don't vent to people randomly, please. Like, if you just decide to show up and you start just, like, automatically telling them, hey, my name is horrible, and blah, 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 right? It's great that you find a safe space in somebody, but, like, sometimes they're just not prepared for that, right? Especially if it's, like, this isn't necessarily talking about me specifically, but especially if it's, like, a streamer, or if it's, like, a public figure or something, I'm gonna be 100% real with you. They don't want to hear it. Right? It's just like, they're not your therapist. If you really want to vent to them, ask first. Say like, hey, can I like vent for a second? Right? If they say yes, then go ahead. If they say no, then you're gonna have to live with that. You know? Headphones, thank you. Which brush shape do you prefer for line art? Circle, square, triangle? Square and triangle. It just depends. trauma dumping is real and not appreciated. Unless you ask first. Oh my gosh. For those who are just popping in as well, I'm sorry. I'm like super sick. So like, as in like, I just have a really bad allergy attack right now. So like, just don't mind me. Thank you. Hate it when you got a stuffy nose, you can't smell scented candles. That does suck. Feel better. Thank you. I just need a nap and I'll be like fine. Thank you all. Oh my god. I'm dying. Get well soon. Thank you. Another lesson. One of my favorite lessons to teach is character design lessons in my mentorship classes. Exclamation point mentorship, if you'd like to see the mentorship classes that I offer and some of the other students. Or some of the other instructors offer. But for me specifically, one of my favorite things to teach is like character design. One of the main principles that I teach is the idea of having too much detail means there's no detail at all. Having a detailed illustration is great, but if you have nothing but intense detail everywhere, then it looks too busy. And then it just doesn't feel like you have any detail because that intense amount of detail becomes the norm, right? Notice if I hide away some stuff, right? There's really not that much detail down here. Most of the concentrated detail is right here, and then a little bit in this arm here. Everything else is actually quite simple. We want to keep it that way. We want to have places that are called resting spots. Resting spots are areas where the eyes can just kind of stop, right? And take in the illustration, right? We don't want it all to be intense, like, intense detail all the time, right? We want to have spots of lesser detail. Because that makes the illustration feel more balanced. The design feel more balanced. All of us allergy sufferers stand and sneeze with you. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Alright, time to design this dragon. Let's see what I'm gonna do. Let me actually organize this line work really quickly. Or the sketch really quickly. I can just erase all of this inner stuff here. Merge that down. Very nice. Did we settle on a name? We did not. Eastern style dragon, Joel Fox. What colors am I going to use? I am most likely going to be using a mix of teal with orange leaning browns. I think that that's a nice color combo. Hang on. Let's find some inspiration, shall we? So I didn't think I was going to be designing a dragon, too. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay. Thinking about Solarpunk. Solarpunk's a great time. Like, I think that Solarpunk needs more attention, really. Because Solarpunk just has all this crazy potential that nobody uses, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, okay, Steampunk is cool, but like, Solarpunk is right there. I don't like this. I kind of want to do something like simpler, just so it doesn't take me forever. But like all this like stuff, like all these like, you know what? I should look up. Hang on. Just a little dragon, yeah. I don't want anything huge. Just a little guy you can put on a leash. Solarpunk is fun until the sun sets. I mean, I assume that they have some kind of charging system. Jeepers, so cute. Thank you. What does steampunk mean? Steampunk is an alternate future where if think of it has the aesthetic of the the Victorian era. But imagine if we stuck to using steam-powered energy. Like, if we never moved on to electricity or anything like that, like, it's very much like steam-powered machinery. That's why it's called steampunk. It's like as if we just kind of stuck ourselves in the Bronze Age and then never moved on. And it creates this kind of, like, old-timey yet futuristic-looking, like, technology, in a way. Oh, you know what, actually? Ah. I apologize if I, A, sneeze a lot because I'm sick. B, if I just kind of go silent for long periods of time. Because I am, like... Especially when I design, that's when I tend to go kind of quiet. Because I'm, like, I'm focusing, I'm trying to think of different things. Thank you. Mask is wearing looks really cool. Thank you. I am kind of going with this I'm trying to make the design kind of simple. I don't really want it to be anything crazy. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you all. I'm kind of trying to get the similar silhouette of, like, an Eastern dragon without it exactly being that. I haven't designed anything like steampunkish in so long. Like, this is like a real refresher for me. Like, I haven't done anything like properly steampunk in a very long time. So cool, thank you. I'm kind of like half and half on it, but I'm like, I don't have the time. It's like it's almost 5:30. Giving me good hunting vibes. Is that the animation from the Netflix show I can't say the name of? Hungry Demon? The one where she gets revenge and she's turned into a cyborg, like, nine-tailed fox? If you know, you know. I keep on thinking that it's just called Hunting. Yes, yes. Thank you, Hungry Demon. Yeah. No, 100%. That's kind of what I'm going for. Dragon automatons are so cool. It's very fun. I'm struggling a little bit because I'm trying to get the shape language right. But yeah, I can tell you the plot of the animation. It's called Good Hunting. I can't actually tell you what the show is from, but the plot of it is, it starts off in, like, feudal Japan, I believe, and she is this really misunderstood nine-tailed fox who's being hunted, and she has these, like, it starts off with, like, just a very, like, traditional, like, tale, but then it goes into, thank you for the $10 dono, Joe. I appreciate it. It goes into, like, the steampunk era, and now, like, machines and whatnot have taken over this, like, traditional landscape, and, like, her powers have faded because of, like, the machinery and, like, the change in, like, the air. It's filled with smoke and steam. And she really wants her powers back. And then with, like, a help of a friend, he, like, engineers her this, like, shape-shifting body. And she can transform back into the nine-tailed fox she used to be able to transform into. And the last line that he says to her is, "Good hunting." And she gets revenge on the people who have wronged her. It's a really good animation. From the series that it's from, it's my dad's favorite. It's really well done. It's 2D animated. It's really gorgeous. Other people in chat have said the name of it. I just can't say it out loud. But it is really, really well animated. That one specifically is really good. Actually, all of them are really good. It's just... It is just for adults. People have talked about it on YouTube before. It's just I can't specifically say it. Yeah, content warning for anyone interested. Because it is considered, like, a good form of adult animation. Friday streams are from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. I believe Sundays are from 3 till 4:30. Just a general tip on art improvement. I think it's really important to get inspired by many, many different kinds of artists. I think it's detrimental to you if you decide that the only type of artist you're going to take inspiration from is illustrators. Take inspiration from animators, doll artists, sculptors, fashion designers, right? It's really, really important to kind of understand their worlds, and you'll get better with yours. Sorry, now I'm just kind of focusing on getting these general forms in there. Ugh. I'm definitely not going to be able to clean this up entirely, but this is what you're getting. I'll hopefully be able to do just like flat colors, though. Thank you. Impact animations are really nice. It's a robot not living? Yeah, it's just a robot. Not only looking at other people's art, but getting feedback from other artists too. Yep, really important. Just try not to harass anybody. It's frog feet. I'm really thinking bird feet is kind of what my inspiration was. I was kind of going for like little songbirds. Personally, I love stop motion. Stop motion is so nice. The new Guillermo del Toro, well, it's not super new now, but the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio, I think I've seen that movie 3 times, and I could watch it more. Like, God, what a gorgeous film. There's also a mini documentary for it as well, like the production behind it. It took them 11 years. There's one specific shot in there that took them 3 months to create, and it's like, the majesty of artists is like amazing. Like, stop motion is such an impressive form of animation. All animation is impressive, obviously, but, like, stop motion is just, like, nuts to me. Okay, there's the little steampunk dragon. I think I want him in front of the dress, so let's make this lower opacity. Yay, he's gonna be all small. Let me just clean up the sketch a little bit, and I'll give it some flat colors. Oh, whoops. Wrong layer. Kubo and the Two Strings, the last stop motion movie I've ever seen. Kubo is my favorite Western movie of all time. Kubo is like a masterpiece. I have its art book. I've seen it a bajillion times. I love that movie to bits. It really... That movie, like, really inspired me. I love that film so much. Studio Laika just never misses. My favorite movie of all time is Spirited Away. But Kubo is, like, easily my favorite Western film. Like, it's so good. Beautifully done. Animation is crazy. Even with Missing Link, I think okay, I haven't actually watched it, but people were saying that Missing Link actually wasn't that bad. It was just that it was just, like, really poorly advertised, so nobody knew that a new Laika was coming out. It's the same thing with, like, Strange World. Strange World was really good, but nobody knows about it because it was just so poorly animated. Or sorry, not animated, my bad. It was so poorly advertised, that's it. At the very least, Laika never misses with animation. I don't know about plot, but in terms of animation, like, it is nigh unmatched. Like, that stop motion is gorgeous. Very poorly advertised, yeah. Chicken Run was a classic in your family? Ah, the studio that made Wallace and Gromit. Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit, gave me nightmares as a child. I didn't even realize that it was a real movie until, like, years later, and I was like, oh, that wasn't a fever dream. Because, like, I just barely remembered that it existed. And then I watched it again as I got older, and I was like, this movie is kind of terrifying. Like, it's not terrifying at all now that I'm an adult, but, like, especially if I was, like, a really young kid. Like, this movie's kind of weird. Like... Paranorman is supposed to be really good. That's another Laika I haven't actually watched a lot of Laikas, but, like, so many of them are, like, classics. Like, Paranorman is a classic, Kubo's a classic, The Box Trolls is supposed to be really good, Coraline's a classic. Like, they're all Laika films. It's all the exact same studio. Like, all those films are really, really good. The Pirates movie? No, I haven't. Box Trolls is really nice. I heard that the Box Trolls is awesome. Like, it's just like, every clip that I see from the Box Trolls just looks really good. I need to sit down and watch Paranorman at some point, because I just haven't yet. And I'm like... You know what movie I did watch recently, though? Monster House. And that was because I didn't watch it when I was a kid. And then I actually did watch it when I got older. I watched it with my partner and some of our friends. And I thought that it was, like, okay. I liked it, but I didn't love it. Coraline is Laika. Yeah, Coraline is the exact same studio. Coraline is gorgeous. Coraline's a lovely movie. I was also too scared to watch it as a child, and then I watched it as an adult, and it's one of my favorite movies now. Monster House scared me when I was younger, and it still does now. Monster House, I've watched it. It definitely would be scary for a kid. Now that I'm an adult, it's really not scary. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's just a little bit eerie, I think. The models can be pretty creepy at points. It is definitely dated, though. Monster House is pretty uncanny, but it feels intentional. Yeah. I had no idea, yeah. I think Box Trolls is better than Missing Link and Paranorman. Interesting. Most people say that Paranorman is better than the Box Trolls. Night Before Christmas, of course, a classic. The new one by Henry Selick with the two demons. Well, wasn't that one directed by Jordan Peele? Oh no. I know what you're talking about. It's like they're two, like, they're played by Key and Peele, the two demons, and it's like this girl is like, she's got like big, like, two big green afro buns. I thought he was the producer. Is Wendell and Wild. Yeah. Wendell and Wild. Amazing movie. That one was really fun. Yeah, Wendell and Wild. I thought that was directed or was produced by Jordan Peele. Hang on. The director was Henry Selick. Oh, and Jordan Peele was a producer. Yeah, so it was directed by Henry Selick and the producer was Jordan Peele. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I just know it as a Jordan Peele film. Great movie. Fantastic movie. It was really beautifully done. The models are gorgeous. This is stop motion. They were in the movie. Yeah. They were the two demons. Jordan and Peele were the two demons. It's your favorite one. It's an amazing movie. I watched it with my partner during Halloween. It was like, I love the art style. I love the way it was done. Visual eye candy. I love how, like, stylized the models look. Sorry, I'm just looking at them now. I love how stylized the models look. It was just, like, such a... My partner was saying that he thought that the story was a little weak. I do see where he's coming from that. It kind of ended really fast, but, like, the pacing was a little weak, is what he said. But I think that, like, overall, I really liked it. Like, I didn't hate it in the slightest. I thought that it was just a very well done movie. They would eat the cream. I think it's meant to look kind of gross, honestly. You know, I've never actually seen The Corpse Bride. No, I don't know. That one I actually haven't seen. Another, Tim Burton that I haven't seen. Corpse Bride needs more love. You clearly were not a teenager in, like, 2014. Corpse Bride was just some people's whole personality. I've heard that, okay, see, I knew the artist for Lackadaisy. Like, I didn't know him personally, but I've, like, seen that artist around for years. I knew who that artist was ever since I was, like, 12 years old. The Lackadaisy artist. Like, I've seen, like, that artist has been around for so long. And I'm like, they're getting a show? Like, I was like, the cat artist is getting a show? That's awesome. That's kind of good. Oh, yeah, no, like, the Corpse Bride, like, some, like, Hot Topic, 2014, 2015, some people just made the Corpse Bride their entire, like, goths just made the Corpse Bride their entire personality. If you are a romantic goth, you wanted the Corpse Bride story for yourself. Like, that was just, like, what it was. If you were a Hot Topic Tumblr girl. Like, that's just what it was, 2014, 2013. Animation is so amazing. I haven't seen it yet. I just keep hearing about it. Yeah, lackadaisy. Like, that story, that person has been building their characters up since I was a kid. Like, it's been years, and I just remember them, like, I would see that art everywhere, and I was like, this art is amazing. I'm like, it's not for me. Like, I'm not really much of, like, an anthro person, but I was like, like, obviously the art style, undeniably gorgeous. Like, it's beautifully done. They always did really fun little animations. I feel like all of the, like, animators are a good chunk of the animators that I really looked up to as a kid. I'll either have shows or they're, like, big producers on shows that I really like, or part of, like, animation studios that got really big. Thank you. Like, I really loved... Oh, no, what's his name? Zuro? Zuro is an animator I really liked. He used to do these, like, art fight kind of things that I would see a lot in DeviantArt when I was a kid. Now he has his own show. Monkey Wrench, I think is what it's called. It's on YouTube. And then... I will never remember his name. But he's part of an animation team called Knights of the Light Table. Originally he did a lot of Pokemon fan art when like 2012-ish, 2013. I followed him religiously because he had this really good Nuzlocke comic for Pokemon, like, Gold and Silver. It was like my favorite thing ever. And then he switched to, like, X and Y, and then, like, he just never updated it anymore. But he was always a really good animator. And then he animated for, Dan Avidan's, or, like, not Dan specifically, but, like, for, like, Twerp's music video for, Starlight Brigade, and he was one of the lead animators on that. And I was like, oh, there he is. It's one of my favorite childhood artists. I was actually never a, oh, what's her name? Vivzy Pop. I was never a Vivzy Pop fan when I was a kid. I knew of her, like, Die Young animation. I'd watched it, but I was never obsessed with it. But yeah, no, she was never one of the animators I was really into as a kid, though she was around that same era. Of course, I didn't quite stack up to other Tim Burton films, in my opinion. That's fair enough. You know what film I'm really scared to watch, actually? It was a Tim Burton Del Toro blend, and I love both of those directors. It was their remake of Dumbo. Because Dumbo is one of the very few Disney films that I hold in a very high regard. And I'm like, I like Tim Burton, I like Del Toro a lot, but I'm scared about what's gonna happen if you put them together. Because, like, I saw the trailer for it, and I was like, I don't know if I like that. I don't think I like how realistic they made Dumbo look. Haven't watched that one, not super into it. Yeah, no, I haven't seen it either. I really like, because I love Dumbo. Like, I think that movie's really good. It was like my childhood movie. Like, the only Disney film I was really into, because I didn't really care for the princesses. Just not my thing. Tim Hortons is indeed a Canadian thing. I like Vivzy Pop's art style. Hot take, I think her art style is okay. I'm like, I like it, but I'm not in love with it. It is like a very, like, Western cartoony style, which is totally fine. It's just not totally for me, I guess. Like, that kind of, like, very poppy, very bright, super exaggerated kind of character is not really for me. Like, I don't hate it. Obviously, there is skill behind there. Obviously, it's, like, very well crafted, but it's just not my style, I guess. Yeah, very Tumblr. It is just kind of what she grew up in, though. That is the era that, like, she developed the style in. So, like, that's completely understandable. I don't hate her work, obviously. Like, I'm just like, it's just not for me. People can have opinions. People can have preferences. What's going on here? What did I do? Like, oh, I see where I did. Okay. I was like, what am I doing wrong here? It's because I attached it wrong. Here. There we go. The Little Prince is a good movie, very French. I was told that it was a good movie. I'd heard of it. There's a lot of movies I still want to watch and I haven't gotten around to. Oh, Wakfu. I've heard of it. Every time that it comes up on Netflix, I'm like, maybe one day, and then I don't watch it. There's just more original content out there instead of all the altered, redone stuff. Leave the classics alone, in my opinion. That's fair. Yeah, no, I think that, like, especially with, like, Disney, they're, like, their live action versions of like the movies are so oversaturated. Like, just stop for a second. Like, they're already doing a live action Moana, and I'm like, but and the live action Lilo and Stitch looks like a mistake so far, and like the live action Lion King looked terrible. Apparently my mom watched it and she was like, it's not that bad, but my dad was like, no, it was pretty bad. That movie is so bad. I don't trust live action. Like, there's so few live action that's actually good, and I'm like, and even that's like, it's good compared to everything else, and like, I don't love it. You know, like, it's kind of like when live action anime comes out and I'm like, I'm not gonna even bother. Because, like, even if I love the anime, I know I'm gonna hate the live action. Woof! Apologies. Song of the Sea. It's a good movie. That sounds familiar. Don't know what it is. The steampunk critter is wonderful. Thank you. He's a little steampunk dragon. Thank you. Song of the Sea. Oh, no, I haven't. I've seen ads for it, though. I thought the first thing that popped into my head when you said that was the Sea Beasts. That's a really good film. Very, very well done. Oh, whoops. Wolfwalkers, never heard that one. CB was so good. Yeah. Yeah, no, the big, like, big red monster, I think that's the weakest part of the film, is its design. I see what they were going for. Like, they wanted that, like, can be threatening, but is still likable. They definitely lean too much into, like, the toothless kind of design. Like, I think they could have been more creative with it, especially with, like, the other sea beasts you see that are, like, way crazier. And then you see red and you're kind of disappointed. I think it's a really good plot. Another friend of mine was watching it and he was really happy they used the correct terminology when firing arrows from atop a pirate ship, which I didn't realize there was correct terminology, but he got really hyped about that. The animation was really well done. The water looked gorgeous. Like, I thought that the movie was really good overall, but yeah, no, 100%, I think Red's design could have been better. I see what they were going for, but it didn't really work out. This is probably just gonna be flat colors, by the way, guys. Like, I don't really wanna... There's not enough time to do shading. The red CB is so dumpy, in my opinion. Hi, Kay. Yeah, no, it was not great. Here's the mark for red. Yeah, I loved all the other ones. Yeah, no, I think that the other sea monsters were, like, 20 times better. Like, I think that they had cooler designs, well done. I think the plot overall was pretty good. But, yeah, no. My main complaint was Red's design. But I mean, hey, it was still a really good movie. Well, the brushes you use for line art, may I ask? It's so beautiful. Thank you. This is not line art. This is like my sketch style. This is just Kyle's pencil on Photoshop. Like, it's nothing fancy. Overall, I'm going for this kind of like sea foamy color. That I will also be adding some browns to scattered throughout, browns and oranges. Oh, whoops. Seafoam green is a top tier color. Seafoam green is such a good color. Let me just do the gradients really quick. While I can. If you didn't know, seafoam green with orange is a top tier combination, like this peach color. I might want to do it in the opposite direction though. Well, I mean, not necessarily. Hang on. Okay, hang on. Might be better if it's like this. Goes into the white. And then this one. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay. And then if I do this magic. As I'm now focusing on these colors. Don't mind me. Nice. Oh, Kay's been bullying me? No, Kay is my friend. The whack dream I had earlier? Alright. Kay is my my friend in D&D DM. Don't worry. It's why I don't mind. Like a water themed D&D character, you should. Goodness. Thank you. You could be friends and still bully. Yeah, but it's okay. I've been bullying you just right. Yeah, no, it's okay. I tolerate it. It's fine. I don't mind. Thank you. The difference is bullying that I don't mind. There's only 5 minutes left? Oh gosh, okay. If I don't finish this in time, I will finish it off screen as soon as I can. I have something to do like immediately after stream, so I can't finish it right after stream, but I'll finish it as soon as I'm able to, if I can't do it right now. But I'm moving as fast as I can. That's why I'm like not reading chat. I apologize. I can't just paint bucket because like these lines are all broken and awful, so I need to do it by hand. Yeah, Kay's meeting me next week, so that'll be very fun. Oh, I guess I should say as well, that's why I'm not gonna be here next week Friday. Next week Friday, you guys are gonna be helmed by Josh. Josh is gonna be streaming instead of me. I've already told this to my students. Thank you, Sue, for the $10 dono. I already told this to my students as well. They're not getting me next week. But yeah. I mean, if it's a really quick coloring job, I might as well just do it after stream. We'll see, but cannot guarantee, like, immediately after stream, if it's not done by then. What was the brush name again? Kyle's Ultimate Pencil? Yeah, Josh is doing a character rotation stream next week. Gonna see you in less than a week. Yeah, that's nuts. I'm traveling outside the country on my own for the first time ever. That's crazy. Adulting. Cringe. I just said adulting. It's awful. Anyway. Going to Washington, D.C. in a week? Nice. Racial or television. True. Cringe, but I'm free. To an extent. Colors are stunning. Thank you. I'm telling you, orange and teal is just such a good combination. Peach and, or sorry, orange and seafoam. Teal is a little bit different. That's why you come to America, land of the free, home of the cringe. Alright, y'all, that is 6 o'clock, so I'm gonna finish this off camera, but it's just gonna be a lot of flat coloring, so it's not like you're gonna miss much. Like, once it's done, it'll be on the Discord for you to see. But thank you all so much for joining. If you don't know too much about us, you're new here, don't know about the classes, we offer classes here, !classes, winkavus.com. You'll be able to see all the classes that we offer. I offer mentorship, one-on-one guide, or not one-on-one, but personalized guidance, and you get to pick the lessons that I teach, and then I will teach them in like a college-style lecture for you. If you want this as a JPEG, you can check out our Discord. That's the wrong one. Discord. Check out our Discord, check out Instagram, stuff like that. You'll be able to see all of these illustrations and others over there. You can also submit for the beginning of streams, and you'll be able to see those. But if you'd like my working files, you're gonna have to join our Patreon or become a YouTube member for that, and you'll be able to get free, lots of perks, like working files and class recordings and discounts on classes and behind the scenes footage, like YouTube videos before they are released. Next week, again, I'm not gonna be here. It will be Josh. Josh is going to be doing the turnaround. This Sunday, you are with... Oh, gosh. This Sunday, you are with... Hang on. This Sunday... Oh, wait, no, never mind. We don't have a stream this Sunday. That's why. We don't have a stream this Sunday. No stream. Because of the long weekend here in Canada. And then next week you will have Josh, and the week after you will have me again. With drawing faces in different styles. But yes, thank you all so much for joining, and I'll see y'all in a few weeks. Au revoir. Bye-bye.